in the business of bashing Islam, and I looked at the book, and you read 2 pages and you cannot even continue. The most abhorrent misinformation and lies about Prophet Muhammad and Islam in an unbelievable way. And the problem is, to the average American who does not know, and it's our fault that the average American does not know, you would think that must be true about the Prophet. I counted 155 allegations about Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam.
Peace of Christ to all. This is Moustafa Zayed, and we will expose his lies. He have a book, it's called Lies About Muhammad, and I say the book have a perfect name because the one who is saying lies about Muhammad is him, not us. Now he's speaking about the book of Robert Spencer, not my book, The Deception of Allah. Anyway, so he counted 105, 108 allegations against Muhammad, and all of them they are lies. So what we are doing in this series, we are exposing that he is a liar. We are not calling names, by the way, because he is the one saying that, when we say Muhammad is a child molester, this is a lie. When we say Muhammad is a killer, this is a lie. When we say Muhammad, the Quran don't allow women to witness in the case of a murder, this is a lie. And let us refute him, and you will see in the screen with me who is the liar. So let us hear some of what he is saying, and then we will refute him one by one. And this is part 2 video. Don't forget to watch part 1.
Multiple books and multiple people. I chose that author because he's one of the leading bashers of Islam. His business is bashing Islam. People need to understand, it's not an ideology as an opposition of another ideology or difference of opinions. It's a very profitable business. What does that mean? Whoever comes out to my nation, any people, any group of people, hits the good and the bad, without avoiding the believers and not hurting the good people, without keeping a pledge that he gave to people. A Muslim automatically, when you move to a new society, you have, and stayed there for 3 days, you have given these people a romantic pledge of peace and security because they allowed you.
Tell us now, many people are still on the minds of many, and they want to revisit 9/11. So what do we have to say about that? Does Islam have anything to do with 9/11?
This is chapter 9, verse number 1. You will see clearly that, it says Allah is giving the Muslims the freedom from any obligation, which is because of any treaty you made with the non-Muslims. Muslims, they can make a treaty with you just to fool you. The Quran says in different verse, and we showed you before, chapter 47, verse number 35, Allah saying to them, cry not for peace as long you have the uppermost. So, Muslims, they should not, when we say cry not for peace, what does that mean? It's mean you are not allowed to have a treaty of peace if you are the uppermost. So peace treaty with non-Muslims is just a strategic move. Like now we are weak, if we continue in the war, they will kill us. It's a stupid move to do. So what we do, we have a strategic belief, that it's a military belief, that we go to the treaty only when the Quran allowed. And when the Quran allowed, only if we cannot be the uppermost. The verse in the front of you, I'm not making things up. So cry, but be not weary and faint hatred, crying for peace. So he is not allowed to cry for peace unless as long you are the uppermost, you cannot do that. Which means unless you are not the uppermost. So if you are not the uppermost, as we see in here, no more, then you as a Muslim or you as a non-Muslim, you should be worried, because Muslims then they go to treaty of peace with you to fool you, to make you believe we want peace. So this is how Islam is. Islam is like a snake who changed its skin suddenly to be like a rabbit. You corner this snake, you want to kill the snake, they say okay, peace, we are peaceful, we don't want to war anyone, because they are now facing what they cannot face. So as long they have the uppermost, Muslims, they have no treaty. They have one obligation with you. Either you obey Islam and you pay the jizya, as we showed you, like a little puppy with humiliation, and as we showed you, jizya is a sign of disgrace and humiliation, or you get killed. That's why Muhammad said, I've been ordered to fight all people. And we showed you in chapter 3 verse number 28, chapter 60 verse number 1, many verses in the Quran, chapter 5 verse 51, Muslims, they cannot have any good obligation with you, you know, but at the same time they can lie to you and show you what they are not planning for. You know, like in here in chapter 9 verse number 1, it says clearly that you have declaration from and immunity from Allah with any treaty you have. That's it. Go and kill them wherever you find them. In the same time, if we go to chapter 3, chapter 3 verse number 28, we will see that the God of Islam, and we showed you that before, but for those who never saw this before, just to give you more idea and a clear division in your eyes, Muslims, they are not allowed to take you as a friend. So what a treaty? What a treaty is talking about? If he cannot be honest with me, if you know, even you know, look, read with me, you know, you can read any by the way explanation like this is a Jalalain. If you don't like a Jalalain, go to Ibn Abbas. Doesn't matter. We expose them from their books. This is not our explanation. You know, let not the believer take the believer out, not they take the hypocrite. Who is the hypocrite, by the way? The hypocrite, the Quran says that the hypocrite is the Christians, the Jews, anyone who don't believe in Islam as a friend. So now he's saying when you move to a society, you make a pledge with the society. What the pledge of your society? If you cannot even take them as a friend, when you cannot take somebody as a friend, what does that mean? It means he is always an enemy. Even if you move in his society and you live in his society, he is your enemy. And in the same time, it says in here that if you do that, you are out of Islam. You know the liar in the video, he said, the one who don't do that, he is not a Muslim. When the fact, the opposite is in the Quran. The one who do that is the one who is not a Muslim. Read with me what it says. In here it says, like Ibn Ubay and his companion and the disbelievers and the Jews, etc. So as they become mighty and honorable in preference to the believers who are sincere, who doth that, the one who do such a thing, seeking might honor with the hypocrite, which means the disbelievers, as a friend, has no connection with Allah. Do you see it? If a Muslim, he take you really and he mean it as a friend, he has no connection with Allah. But the liar in the Mr. Zayed, the funny, we call him liar and Zayed and Mr. at the same time. What we have to do, but he's a liar. You know, the one who take people as a friends from the non-Muslims, he is having no connection with Allah, which means he is out of Islam. The liar in the video, he said it's the opposite. You move to a society, you make a pledge with those people, and then you have to keep your pledge. When the Quran is saying the opposite, you do that, you are not a Muslim. Not only that, you are going to be killed. You has no honor. He has no honor. The one who take me as a friend for read is a Muslim. He take me for read as a friend. He has no honor. He's out of Islam. He has no mercy from Allah and no protection from Allah, which means Muslims are allowed to kill him unless what? Unless he is lying, unless that he but guard himself against them. And this is what this guy is doing. He is practicing taqiyya. He is a filthy liar. And look what it says. This TV is made to fool the American, but this is not what they teach in their you know, and behind their doors. Actually, they say it even in public these days. You know, there's tons of videos on YouTube saying it clearly, kuffar, kill them, whatever, etc. So taking it as we're security, saving yourself from them, seeking in a friendly speaking by how Muslims they fool you? By speaking in a friendly way towards them while your heart dislike this. Is that my words? Is that my translation? This is your official government website of the Kingdom of Jordan. You speak to us in a friendly way. It's okay for Allah as long your heart is the opposite, as long your heart he hate us. So don't lie, you idiot. And then he quote another lie, and we will expose him with this lie. Listen carefully.
That's in the Sharia law that they scare people with, is indiscriminate killing of innocent people. There's nothing more punishable in Islam.
The filthy man, he is saying that in Islam there is something it's called Hadd al-Haraba, which is true, and he said this is about killing an innocent people, but he will not say to you that innocent people is the one who are Muslims. And I will show you with the proofs and reference, and I will shut him up from his own books, just to show you that those people are not trustworthy. Don't ever, ever, ever believe a Muslim saying a word to you about his religion. Read with me, let us expose the liar. We go to chapter 5, and again, remember, this is not my website. This is Ibn Kathir, this Muslim website. I have nothing to do with it. I'm just reading for you and sharing my knowledge with you. This is the Muslims, this is the verse they keep quoting for us, trying to fool you, where it says if a man, he killed one man as if he killed all mankind. They keep saying that, and they say if you kill an innocent person as if you killed all mankind. You see the word all mankind. All mankind is the one who is protected by Allah. And let me show you. Read with me, please. I'm not the one who is explaining the verse to you. It says, he who allows himself to shed the blood of a Muslim, you see it? Shedding the blood of non-Muslims is allowed big time. The Muslims, they don't kill you if you are paying the jizya. But in the same time, let us say a Muslim, he killed you. He killed you for some reason. He don't like you. He killed you. There is no punishment for him. This is what Islam is about. The case in murder in Islam, if you kill a Muslim, you will be killed. But in case a Muslim, he killed non-Muslim, you believe it or not, he will not be killed. And let me show you. I'm not making things up. Read with me, please. This is Sahih al-Bukhari. I'm not making things up, as I showed you. It says in here, in the case of murder, it's what? It's a murder. The Muslims admit that this is a murder. The guy, the non-Muslim, he did nothing. A Muslim, he came to kill him. What is the punishment? It says, and that law, that no Muslim should be killed. In qisas means penalty. Equality in punishment for the killing of a disbeliever. You see, he said to you that, like if you kill a man as if you kill all mankind. If you kill an innocent, as if you killed mankind. And by the way, the verse he's quoting for us, chapter 5, verse number 32, if we go and see what we show you what Muhammad he did, they quote for you a verse which is abrogated. But if we go to chapter 2, verse number 193, from the same chapter he is quoting, you see, this verse is abrogated, but this verse is the one Muslims are ordered to follow. Here we go, let us read together. In here you will see, it says, fight for the cause of Allah, who fight you. Somebody will say, it says who fight you. In Islam, the one who fight Islam is the one who reject Allah, and we can prove it for you very easy. I will prove it to you from the same chapter, and fight them until there is no fitna. What fitna is? Disbelief and wrong worshipping. You see it? Disbelief and worshipping of other along Allah. So the order is to fight because those people, they are worshipping different God, and all and every kind of worship is for Allah alone. But if they change that aggression, this is the transgression they are talking about. It's not they are fighting you, it's because they worship different God. If they change that and they start practicing the prayer and they became believers of Allah, don't fight them, don't kill them. It's very clear verse. Do you see it? Read with me. I'm not the one who is explaining it to you. This is Tafsir al-Jalalain, their biggest mullah. This guy in the video, he is a potato in the front of this guy. He is not even equal to clean his shoes. Fight them till there is no seditions, no adultery, and the religion, all worship is for God alone, and none worship but God. So if they drop that aggression, if they stop that, if they stop doing that, then and they started praying and they start, then don't fight them. So fight them until they stop worshiping the non-God of Islam. This is what the verse is saying. I'm not the one who's making it. You know how to read. You can go to different explanation, by the way. You don't have to read my what I'm showing you. Choose whatever you want. All of them, they are the same. As long they are worshiping different God, fight them. If they worship the God of Islam only, then don't kill them. But he said there is no compulsion in Islam. Liars with no shame. Follow with me with more videos and let us expose the liars. Christ is Lord. Don't forget to get my book, The Deception of Allah, which is proving that Islam is about deception and deception only. Anyway, at the end of this video, I want to say thank you all for watching my video. Don't forget to spread them all over, and don't forget to tell your friends about my book, The Deception of Allah, if you like to learn more. And I hope soon we will be able to publish volume number 2 so people can learn more about Islam. Christ is Lord, Islam is false. I mean to that.